Hello everybody. Do you like my new shirt? If it's recording the way I see it recording right now, it looks like it's capturing the image backwards as if I were holding it up to a mirror. So a word of advice, don't ever write the word red rum on a piece of paper and hold it up to your webcam. That being said, the reason I'm making this video is because I recently read a press release, which I'll put a link to in the description here, but is by the Rasmussen Reports organization, and I'm also going to include their number as well as the contact info for other polling institutions, because I think we do need to keep the pressure on them. But the press release recently put out to them was in response to the fact that there are, in fact, a lot of Gary Johnson supporters trying to get him included in the polls, and they have made this statement. So I do say at least congratulations to you guys. I'm glad that you're keeping the pressure on these people. However, now is not the time to relent. And based on this press release that I just read, in fact, I think it's time to step up our game a little. We need to keep calling, we need to keep writing, we need to make these people know that we are not going to go away in peace. But the press release basically contains very faulty logic. They say that their opinion is that even though the people aren't happy with the two candidates, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to support a third-party candidate. They have no logical reason why that's the case. They also say that most of the people who say they're voting third party right now aren't actually going to stick with it. So that's something that we need to respond to. I do hope that they're not right, and I hope that all of us who do call ourselves Gary Johnson supporters or other third party supporters will actually stick with our decisions and actually show up on election day. Sometimes turnout alone is the problem that we have. You know, we just don't vote at all because we don't think it's going to make a difference. And that's why our candidates end up not performing well in the end. So I do hope we'll at least take those words to heart. But I think the most interesting thing that the Rasmussen organization said is that if Barack Obama and Mitt Romney are still running very close in their polling, they're going to keep monitoring the situation. Then, in October, then they will look into including Gary Johnson in the polls. They're very intelligent because they know that by October, the debates will already be going on. So the decisions of who to include in the debates will already have been made. So including Gary Johnson at that point won't do any harm to the establishment. We're not that dumb, and I would like you to call or write to Rasmussen, whichever way you can find. I'm going to put their number in the description. So I would just call them, and usually you're going to go to an automatic menu, and you're going to leave a voicemail. Chances are you're going to press 4 to leave a general comment, and it'll probably send you to a voicemail recording. And I left a voicemail. I actually had to leave 2 separate voicemails because my statement was so long. I was exhausted trying to explain how faulty their logic was, not to mention how insulting and demeaning it was to try to throw us these crumbs that, well, maybe in October we'll include it. Oh, but it'll be too late by then. But I'm sorry if I'm not making a whole lot of sense right now. I am actually a little bit angry as I post this video. And I was a little bit angry when I called them. But yeah, I did just get off the phone with them, so I'm still a little bit heated at this point. Still trying to be respectful, still trying to be civil. But at the same time, I'm not going to back down. And I would ask that you guys do the same. So please call Rasmussen first, and then the other organizations as well, to make sure you let them know how you feel. An interesting fact that you can use, both the JZ Analytics poll, as I pointed out before, and even public policy polling has actually shown Gary Johnson at a consistent 5 to 6%. JZ Analytics at about 5.3%. Public policy polling at about 6% support nationwide. Also, several state polls have shown Johnson being a key, shall we say, kingmaker in certain states where he is costing certain candidates the election, usually Barack Obama, sometimes Mitt Romney. But he is having an impact on the election, and we the people want to see what kind of impact he's having. So I want you to make that very clear to these people when you call them, when you write them, and start with Rasmussen, because they're not playing ball right now, and we need to let them know that we're not going away, that we're not going to stop bothering them until they submit to the will of the people, and until they start practicing fair polling practices with a major candidate, the third top contender in this race. So I'd appreciate it if you guys would do that for me. If I can do it, you can do it. I was never good at making phone calls and doing that kind of thing, but I'm starting to do it because I believe in it. So I appreciate if you guys would do that. Don't just watch this video, and don't just like this video, but I do ask that you share it. I do ask that you spread this information wherever you can. Facebook, if you have a YouTube channel. Heck, if you want to repost the video, I'll allow you to do that. If you want to make your own, do that. But I need you guys to participate. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, MySpace, Google+, whatever. I need you to share this information with whoever you can. Hold these polling companies accountable for what they're doing. It's dishonest, and quite frankly, it's insulting. Not just to us, but to our nation as a representative democracy, or a democratic system. If we only have two choices, and we don't get to vote for the choice that represents us, and we don't get to hear that voice, then it's not really representation, is it? But yeah, I appreciate that you guys would make some noise about this. Don't be afraid. Don't be lazy, and don't be complacent. You know, are you serious about this or not? You have to ask yourself that. So I ask that you would be, and that you would get this information out as much as you can, and make those phone calls. Write to those people. Do not back down. I'm not backing down. I felt weird about calling polling organizations more than once. I think I'm going to start doing it now, because obviously they're not getting the message, as Rasmussen has demonstrated quite clearly. So keep the pressure on, guys, and keep fighting. Remember, this is for your country. This is for liberty. Bye.